Hi, I would love if you could introduce yourself, please, and share with us what company you've joined us at ECCMID 2023 this year with.
Thank you. My name is Dr. Dwaine Vance and I am a molecular product specialist representing Randox laboratories based in Northern Ireland in the United Kingdom.
Lovely to have you here with us. Is it your first time attending an ECCMID event?
No, I have been attending ECCMID for a few years now. I believe my first time at ECCMID was in Amsterdam in 2019.
It seems quite large this year. It's quite a large event, isn't it? So I'm quite impressed by it.
Yes, it's so great to be back in this post-pandemic environment, getting back, meeting all of our amazing customers and speaking with other business partners and really advancing the progression of molecular diagnostics in such a beautiful European city.
I was going to say, this is personally my first time in Copenhagen. Have you been before?
No, it's my first time in Denmark and I love the Scandinavians. And I love the culture.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I've had a really great time. Anything that you've seen in the city that you'd actually like to highlight?
We went to Tivoli Gardens last night, so if you do get the opportunity to go on any of the fun fair rides, I highly recommend it, but go before dinner, not after.
I will definitely make sure to do that. Oh, that's really good. So just back on track about ECCMID, of course. What sort of products or services, technologies are you promoting at Randox this year?
So Randox is traditionally known for its biochemistry and immunoassay product line. However, over the last 10 years, we've really started to enter the molecular diagnostics field, specifically infectious diseases and molecular diagnostics. So at Randox booth here this week, we are introducing our brand new tests for our molecular point of care machine called the Vivalytic. So we've got high multiplex tests for STI, respiratory and urinary tract infections, but we're also releasing new tests onto the market this year for C. difficile, norovirus, Bordetella pertussis, a whole range of different infectious diseases, and this will give information to clinicians to make better informed decisions at the point of care to help improve patients' lives.
Wow, so really omitting the whole waiting period for lab results to come back, I
Exactly.
assume.
Sample in, result out as quickly as possible to give the patient a quicker diagnosis and a better prognosis.
That's really quite fantastic. I know personally, like the rest of us, I have experienced times where I've been waiting for a test to come back, and it's just it's not nice for anybody involved. So
no, especially if it's an infectious disease that requires quick treatment, for example, sepsis or meningitis. So having this clinical information within 60 minutes at the point of care is critical and will save lives.
That was 16 minutes?
Less than 16 minutes.
Wow.
So for example, the Randox tests can take as less as 30 minutes. And some of our tests are a little bit longer, but that's because it's a high-plex testing. So for a test that can detect up to 25 different pathogens, you're talking about 2 hours, and that's still a very impressive time scale, considering it takes more than 24 hours if it's a standard laboratory process.
Yeah, that is phenomenal. So my next question was going to be, what sets your products apart? But assumingly that is definitely one of the key points. Are there any others you'd like to touch on?
I think we have got such amazing research and development staff. Before moving into the business development and product specialist department, I worked in R&D myself for 3 years at Randox. So I know the amount of reinvestment that goes into hiring the best staff and performing the best clinical studies, working with the best key opinion leaders across the world helps us to produce the best possible tests. And we've got a huge engineering department, so it means that we've got the power to develop really impressive in-house engineering technologies.
Wow. Now, before we move on, are there any other products or services that you would like to share with us today?
Yes, I think this would be a good opportunity to talk about our other infectious disease products. They're not diagnostic testing products per se, but they're very important within the diagnostic processes. For example, we have a business strategy partnership with a company called Qnostics based in Scotland, and they manufacture a lot of third-party molecular control material for infectious disease testing. These products can be used for verification and validation of assays, but can also be used to monitor on a daily basis the performance of any PCR assay that's used to detect infectious diseases. So that's probably an area that Randox is very passionate about, is quality control.
Yeah, that is very, very interesting. Any other services that you want to, or softwares or anything like that?
Yes, actually, I'm glad you brought that up. We are introducing our new software for molecular infectious disease QC monitoring. We presented our first demo yesterday to a group of scientists from Cambridge and Africa, and we got some positive feedback. So the idea of this software, which has been developed by Randox, is to monitor your quality control over a period of time for a particular test. At the moment, a lot of hospitals will be using a Microsoft Excel format. However, Microsoft Excel and other spreadsheets can come with some deficiencies, whereas this software is a graphical user interface version of that, which automates the QC statistical process. So it makes it much more streamlined and easy for the customer to use.
Much easier.
Much easier.
I'm sure that cuts down hours of...
It does. It reduces the time significantly.
Yeah. Wow, that is truly phenomenal. That's very exciting. And that was just yesterday that you...
Yes, the software is called Accusera 24/7. It traditionally has been used for a number of years for our biochemistry quality control, but the software has been recently updated, which now means it can be used for molecular infectious disease testing.
Wow, that is very impressive. I wanted to ask you as well, I noticed, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've noticed Randox Health clinics back in the UK.
That's
yes?
correct.
Okay.
Yes. So during the COVID crisis, we had opened up multiple different COVID travel centres across the UK and Ireland. Now that COVID has very much reduced in incidence, we have now taken the opportunity to release the Randox Health testing brand, which covers whole body scans, but also specific testing for thyroid, hormones, cholesterol, heart health, kidney health, genetic sequencing services all across the UK and Ireland. And we've recently opened up a clinic in LA, and we'll open one up in Paris, Australia and the Middle East.
That is very, very exciting. So I can assume that that's a really good option for people who want their tests done more quickly and efficiently.
Yes, and it's all about preventative healthcare. Randox is very proactive rather than reactive. So rather than treating someone when they become sick, why not prevent illness in the first instance by getting routine, regular and comprehensive blood screening?
Absolutely. And I think one big takeaway that we all had from the pandemic was to focus more on proactivity versus reactivity.
Exactly. And it's certainly a service that we're finding very successful within the United Kingdom and Ireland. And we look forward to releasing more Randox Health services across the globe in the very near future.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we can all agree that we all look forward to those clinics opening and watching the progression of Randox Health. That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of that information.
You're welcome.
It's very much appreciated. Is there anything else that you would like to share with us today, or have we covered everything?
I would just like to thank the ECCMID organisers for having such an amazing conference here in Copenhagen. It's certainly the one that I enjoy the most on an annual basis, and it's one I look forward to coming to every year.
Yeah, I honestly think that would be a common consensus amongst all the attendees. It's quite a phenomenal event, so it's great to see what's been put on and have a walk around. It's massive. I mean, we're all getting our steps in, but
yes, I think I did 12,000 yesterday.
Congratulations. All right, Dwaine. Well, thank you very, very much. It's been lovely to speak to you.
Thank you.